Yeah. Okay, so the segment. So think about a game in the past, guys, that you've played. A good experience, a good game, and associate the feelings, what you saw and what you heard and what you felt. I want you to re-experience as much as you possibly can a game in the past that was a good experience. You played really, really well. Okay, really associate the feelings. If you're struggling to think of a game, it's okay. Just have a moment to think. And even if you can imagine yourself like watching a screen, okay, a game where you played exceptionally well, the idea is here to associate to that game again. Tap into what you were doing there. Now, if you can, or when you can during the day, do the exercise, even for a minute or two, just re-experience, refocus on your good performances, like build the greatest hits. It's really useful to do that. The other key thing to think about when you're doing that and you get into a positive state, if you think about a game that did not go well, a game that didn't go as well as you wanted it to go, when you focus on that game, just rather than sort of fight any negative feelings or thoughts, let them go. And when you're ready, take one positive. If you're not ready to take a positive, there's a game where you picked up an injury and you're still frustrated, you're still upset about the situation, it's okay, you don't need to do that. But when you're ready, you take a positive, and do this for as many games as you can think of that didn't go as well as you wanted them to go. You know, what did you learn from that game? What was a positive that you can take from that game into the next game? It's a really useful exercise to do as well. And we'll spend a bit more time on these as well today, this morning. Obviously, morning for you guys, it's late in the evening over here. And one thing we're going to focus on as well is what we call the football story. And what that is and what that involves is you sort of write down some of your experiences in the past experiences and challenges that you've had and how you've overcome them challenges. Now, we're going to spend more time on this shortly, but just to sort of prime you to think about it for a moment as well. Your football story, you think about the past, the positive experiences that you've had, your challenges, and you write them down and you start to focus how you overcame them challenges. Obviously, at the moment, there are others. The challenge we spoke about earlier, obviously, you guys are in lockdown at the moment, and that's going to present new challenges to you. Although working closely with the coaches, staying within the guidelines and so on and so forth, finding ways to carry on training to make sure you are and keep in peak condition, in reason to sort of, guidelines, obviously, but certainly from a mental point of view now, it might give you an opportunity to really, really focus on the mental side of the game. But you think about the past experiences and you build a story, then what you do is the now. You focus on the football story, the present. So describe your career at this moment in time. This very moment in time, how you define yourself within your career. Okay, that might be who you're playing for, your position. That might be any number of things, the level you're at, how you developed as a footballer from where you used to be. It could be you can kick both feet now, passing range, sprinting ability, what have you improved technically, tactically, mentally, physically? What are your challenges, once again, in your career at the moment? It might be recovering from an injury. It might be loss of form. And obviously what we talked about earlier, the situation, the lockdown situation, that is a challenge. There's some things you can control, some you can't control. But obviously it's really important that, you stick closer to the coaches and we sort of find ways within sort of, the guidelines to keep going and make sure you're in top form mentally and physically. You think about the career challenge at the moment as well, but equally think about how you've had challenges in the past. You've come back from injury, you've come back from loss of form, and so on and so forth, to move forward. Then we sort of focus on the future component of the story. Your ideal football career. We've talked about that throughout the seminars and the webinars on a number of occasions. Your ideal self as a footballer, where you want to be in the next 2, 5, 10 years, the best possible you can be. Now, what do you want to be different to now? Is it level you're playing at, the team you're playing for? What resources do you have to achieve the goal? What type of footballer do you aspire to be? And what are the steps you can take to achieve the dream? So that's going to be the emphasis, guys, that we're going to focus on today, as well as obviously other things we're going to sort of focus on to make sure that we focus on getting the best out of you guys as performers.